Hi there, welcome to Absolutely Right, the very first graphology based podcast show in India. My name is Aditi Surana. I am a graphologist and a high performance coach. Now, professionally, I study people, their behavior, their patterns, and their personality with the help of their handwriting. But fundamentally, I study personality, thinking why people behave the way they do, why do they make the choices the way they do, and what goes underneath all these choices, why that behavior is so important to this person. Now, this is the topic of today's conversation, breaking loops of your personality. Now, all of us are constantly labeling ourselves as something or the other. Because a school teacher told you that you're good with your languages, you believe that language is your forte. If someone tells you that you are such a short-tempered person, stop behaving like this. Somewhere at the back of your mind, though you resist that comment in the moment, you start believing that you are a short-tempered person. Now, all these labels are collected and all of them make you very, very predictable. Now, here is a problem. So many predictable loops are not necessarily helping you move forward, grow to the next level, but we hold on to these loops because we do not know how to break them. So, today's conversation is exactly about that. If you want to make the most of this conversation, then go ahead and grab a notebook with ruled pages and a ballpoint pen, because I'm going to tell you a wonderful, powerful technique of journaling called graphojournaling. That is the theme of our Friday short episodes any which ways. So I'm going to ask you a question, which is a solution oriented question to get you thinking about certain loops of your personality. Then, before you respond to this question, you're going to go and do a beautiful graphotherapy practice called flow of thoughts. And then you're going to respond to this question. Now, this 3-step process is called graphojournaling. It gets you thinking, it makes you calmer with the help of that S-stroke practice, and then you come to a point of feeling more objective, feeling more calm to look at the situation and the solutions possible. And that is the whole game plan, okay? In a reactive manner, in a disturbed mind, if you think of journaling and writing the solutions, you will only be limited by what is bothering you. But if you become calmer, if you become detached, if you take a step back to look at things for what they are, you suddenly realize that there is so much more available. And that's why graphojournaling is such a powerful technique, tried and tested by people around the world and highly recommended by great celebrities by now. Let's take a moment and think about what is personality to begin with. Personality is a culmination, gathering of all the labels that people gave you, you gave yourself. But these are all things that you thought about yourself and you started believing. Mind physicist David Bohm said, reality is what we take to be true. What we take to be true is what we believe in. And what we believe in determines what we take to be true. Now it's like a loop, isn't it? You believe in something and then you look at the world from that filter, and whatever then you look at becomes what you believed in to begin with. And that's why people can't get out of their anxiety loops. They can't get over their poverty loops. They can't get over their relationship loops. They keep repeating themselves over and over again. Have you met people who move from one job to the other, one relationship to the other, and the problems that they had in the previous job, previous relationship kept repeating, though the people they engaged with were different people? Now, these are the loops which are playing underneath our behavior and also controlling us. And that's why it's crucial that we look at those loops, we look at our personality for what it is and start questioning certain aspects of it. Allow me to give you an example about personality and how it affects our everyday life. Imagine this situation. You're standing in a ticket window queue outside a cinema hall. Your movie is about to start in the next 10 minutes, but you're very patient and you're respecting the whole decorum. Suddenly, a woman walks in and she insists on buying her ticket quickly as she has no time to wait in the queue. Now, you don't like that behavior. You politely tell her to go back and stand in the queue. Instead of saying sorry, she snaps at you, insults you, and decides to stand there and do how she pleases any which ways. In this situation, how would you react? Think about it. Simple situation, may happen to anybody. How would you react? Being a graphologist, I would ask for your handwriting sample and look at the patterns, the personality patterns already available there to tell you how you may react. For example, if you have the temper T in your writing. Temper T is when you write the horizontal line in your lowercase t, which flies off ahead of it. If you have temper T in your writing, you will react to the situation in an aggressive manner. You will raise your voice, you will insult her back, you may say things in that moment because you are aggravated or triggered. If you have low self-esteem, which is seen in the lowercase t, when the t horizontal line, t bar, is placed really low near the bottom of the vertical line, then you may feel scared. You get into self-doubt. You ask yourself, was I wrong in stopping her from doing what she was doing? Why did she react like that? Even in that moment when she's insulting you and reacting in that obnoxious manner, instead of reacting, instead of holding your ground, you may just withdraw. A part of you may get scared because self-doubt pulls you from within. The third possibility, if you are sensitive to criticism, which means in your T or D letters, there is a huge loop available, then suddenly in the moment of being attacked like that in public, you may freeze and may feel scarred for months together after that event. So it's not about what happened. It's about how you process that situation, and there is no right or wrong way of dealing with it. But the point is your personality, your pre-decided behaviors created your experience. And all of us believe that this shouldn't have happened to me. That situation was wrong. I am like this because, I was not given the opportunity. All of this could be true. But your personality is the filter through which you look at life, and that can change the entire experience. You're not happy or unhappy because what happened to you. You're happy or unhappy because how you felt about that situation. So please understand, not paying attention to personality can actually cost you a lot more than understanding these aspects. How to understand it? Let's look at today's question. So today's question is broken into two parts. Think of any situation that is predictable in your life. You keep doing it over and over again and ask yourself, what is my personality loop here? And the second part is, what can I do to break it, change it, alter it? You might not be able to break it right away, but what if you alter something about it? You change something about it. Slowly, steadily, we can reach there. But the objective of journaling is to at least get thinking about it. Will you implement it immediately? If you like. And that is the next journey. But most of the people do not even pause to think, why do they think the way they do? Why they make the choices the way they do? What goes underneath their behavior? Where is it coming from? And that is a bigger problem, because personality, as I said, is a collection of all the labels, collection of all the choices. So if you start changing your choices, if you make different choices, eventually this so-called personality will change. But we do not pay attention to this whole mechanism, and we feel this is a fixed thing. I'm like this. I can't help it. So I have to live my life in this manner. Again, I'm repeating, life is not about what happens to us. It's about how we experience, how we feel about the situations that we go through. And that experience, that emotional journey is way more important, because your life is defined by your experiences at the end of the day, and you are in control of it. If you start paying attention to the journaling mechanism, which is a simple 3-step process, first, repeat these questions to yourself. Second, pick a pen and do the S-stroke practice for one entire page. And step 3, once you're done doing the S-stroke practice, write the response to your questions with the handwritten style of journaling. The mind-body coordination is extremely important and powerful. So please do not miss it. You'll be surprised to see how the same solution becomes way more powerful, way more available to you when you use handwritten journaling. I'm going to leave you with your question to ponder further and find your own loops. You can do this graph journaling for 1 day, 3 days, for all 7 days till we meet again on next Friday. More loops you break, easier it will become for you to be freer in your mind, and you'll become more aware of your own choices. So it's extremely powerful. This tool comes from Yoga Sutra. It's called Swadhyay. I cannot stop talking about it, but the whole simplified journaling method is good enough for us to begin here. If you like this conversation, then please share this with any friend, anybody who's dealing with their personality loops, who are not able to figure what is happening inside their mind. The simple technique can do magic, can do wonders. If you like the conversation about graphology, then please sign up for our graphology masterclass. The next batch starts in the month of May. All the details are mentioned on my website, aditisurana.com. Go ahead, check it out, check the timings and enroll. If you are enjoying your S-stroke practice, quickly take a picture of your S-stroke or make a small video and tag my Instagram handle at aditisurana. Next Wednesday when we meet again, I will have one more guest with me, and I will look at her handwriting and talk about her unique entrepreneurial choices. I'll see you there. I'll connect with you on Wednesday. Till then, happy writing!